Hey everybody, it's the end of September, so it's time for a book haul. Let me tell you about all the books that have been sent to me over the last 30 days or so. Let's come take a look. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you doing today? Happy Monday. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I hope your reading is going really, really well, and I hope today wasn't too bad. I hope Monday went by smoothly. I'm currently starting my read of the 2019 fiction long list for the National Book Awards, so I am getting on that train. I have 7 books to read on that list, so I better get started before the short list comes out. Today's video is all about the books that have been sent to me over the last 30 days from publishers, and there are some real winners in here. So, as always, get out your pen, get out your paper, get out your Goodreads, however you keep control of your TBR. And also, if you are so able, please order these from your local independent bookstore and/or have your library pre-order them for you so that you can get them as soon as they come out. The first book we're going to talk about is the one that actually came the most recently, and that is this one. It's The Topeka School by Ben Lerner. Now, this is out from FSG on October 1st, so not that far away, just around the corner. Now, I will say, the back of this book has blurbs from Claudia Rankine, Sally Rooney, Maggie Nelson, and Ocean Vuong. So just that alone, those 4 people blurbing the book is pretty impressive. But let me tell you what it's about. Since it's the one that's gotten here the most recently, I'm going to read the blurb a little bit. Adam Gordon is a senior at Topeka High School, class of 1997. His mother, Jane, is a famous feminist author. His father, Jonathan, is an expert at getting lost boys to open up. They both work at a psychiatric clinic that has attracted staff and patients from around the world. Adam is a renowned debater, expected to win a national championship before he heads to college. He is one of the cool kids, ready to fight, or better, freestyle about fighting if it keeps his peers from thinking him weak. Adam is also among the seniors who bring in the loner Darren Eberhardt, who is, unbeknownst to Adam, his father's patient, into the social scene to disastrous effect. Deftly shifting perspectives and time periods, Ben Lerner's The Topeka School is the story of a family, its struggles and its strengths. Jane's reckoning with the legacy of an abusive father, Jonathan's marital transgressions, the challenge of raising a good son in a culture of toxic masculinity. It is also a riveting prehistory of the present, the collapse of public speech, the trolls and tyrants of the new right, and the ongoing crisis of identity among white men. Claudia Rankine says, the Topeka School deftly explores how language not only reflects, but is at the center of our country's most insidious crises. In prose, both richly textured and many-voiced, we track the inner lives of one white family's interconnected strengths and silences. This is Lerner's most essential and provocative creation yet. So yeah, if you guys needed anything else than that to read this book, there you go. So that is The Topeka School by Ben Lerner. Thank you very much to FSG for this beautiful finished copy, and it will be out on October 1st. The next book is from the new imprint over at Harper, Harper Via. It's their translation imprint. This is not the final cover. This is It Would Be Night in Caracas by Karina, Sainz, Borho, and this is translated from the Spanish by Elizabeth Breyer, and I'm going to show you guys what the finished cover is going to look like so you can get a peek at that. This is set in Venezuela, and you know, Venezuela is a country in crisis right now. It's the story of a woman who's just laid her mom to rest. Her mother has just passed away, and she's dealing with the sadness and the moving on that is in that aspect of all of our lives when our parents pass. However, she's doing it on the backdrop of a country in upheaval. And the main character, it says here, the protagonist is barricaded in her apartment from looters, and she is thinking back about the sacrifices that her mother's made to get her and her to the place she is in her life. So I have a feeling that this book is going to be very heart-rendering, like you're going to be on the edge of your seat, but also just like want to cry too. There you go. So that's It Would Be Night in Caracas by Karina, Sainz, Borho, from Harper Via, translated by Elizabeth Breyer. And this one comes out in October as well. I don't know the exact date off the top of my head. Let me see if oh, I don't have it. Oh, I do have it. Hold on one second. It comes out on October 15th, 2019. The next book was kindly sent to me by Two Lines Press, and it is Be, Book, and Me by Kim Sagwa, translated by Sunhee Zhang, and that is just a gorgeous cover. Two Lines Press puts out beautiful, beautiful, beautiful books, I have to say. This is the story of two young best friends, two young girlfriends, who have really have each other's back through school. When one is bullied, the other comes forward and defends her. But unfortunately, one of them lets out the secrets of the other, and it destroys their friendship. And they have to, as this says, the only place that they can reclaim themselves and perhaps each other is beyond the part of town where lunatics live. The end. So I think that sounds really interesting. I love a sort of a friendship saga gone awry, and will they be able to sort of reconnect? Sometimes those things don't always reconnect the same way. They're not always the same sort of friends. So I'm really interested to see how this goes. So this is Be, Book, and Me by Kim Sagwa, translated from the Korean by Sunhee Zhang from Two Lines Press. This actually doesn't come out, you guys, until February 2020. So I'm getting it on your pre-order super, super early here. Okay. The next book is What Is Missing. I'm going to hold that one up. What Is Missing by Michael Frank. I remember him, he wrote a memoir called The Mighty Franks that was very popular a few years ago. I want to say it was in 2017. I can't quite remember. So this is his first foray into fiction, and this one is coming out. Let me make sure I get a date for you. I think it's also coming out in October as well. October 8th, 2019. Sometimes when they send me these beautiful finished copies, it's on this piece of paper. So this is the story of a young woman who has lost her husband, and she has always thought that she has not been able to have children. So she loses her husband, sort of revamping what her life is going to be, and she goes to Italy one summer to restart her life, where she meets a young boy, a 17-year-old boy, and his father, who is a fertility expert in reproductive medicine. And they come together again the following fall after that summer in Italy and New York. They've sort of formed this love triangle. And it comes down to, as it says here, along the way, Constance, Henry, and Andrew are each compelled to face and face down what is missing in their lives, truth about fertility, marriage, family, and history. So that is, again, FSG is just, they're so kind to me. What Is Missing by Michael Frank. This is out on October 8th from FSG. They are really nice to me, and they keep sending me these beautiful finished copies. This book, I believe, is already out, and it sounds fantastic, and that's The Braid by Laetitia Colombani. I'm going to hold that up there for you. This is out from Atria Books. And this is one of those fantastic books, you guys, where it's going to take 3 different stories from 3 different parts of the world and bring them all together. These are about 3 different women. One is a woman in India who is from, she is an untouchable, and she wants a different life for her daughter. And so she is, even if that means leaving everything she knows to get her daughter the education and the future that she sees for her. Then we have a young woman in Sicily who works in her father's wig shop, and her father is seriously injured in an accident, and she discovers that sort of her whole family livelihood is now at stake. And then we have Sarah, who is in Canada. She is a twice divorced mother of 3, and she is expected to get this promotion at work, and she's been working for her whole entire life, and she finds out she's diagnosed with breast cancer. So it's how the story of those 3 independent women come together and how they sort of attack the world. So that's The Braid, out from Atria Books, and that's by Laetitia Colombani. I'm going to hold that up there real quick for you. That cover is gorgeous. It's really beautiful. I could just sit here and stare at it. Yeah. The next book was sent to me by Graywolf Press, and that is Suicide Woods by Benjamin Percy. This is a collection of short stories, and all I know is they are crime, horror, and thriller stories set in the woods. Don't know much more about it other than Graywolf Press said that it is a perfect book for like the Halloween time period, so it's going to have a bit of thrills to it. And I believe it comes out in October as well. So that is Suicide Woods by Benjamin Percy, out from Graywolf Press. A book that is also coming out in October and probably needs a little introduction is because it's coming out here in the United States, and this is not the final US cover. This is Celestial Bodies by Jokha, Alharthi, translated from the Arabic by Marilyn Booth. This book won the Man Booker International Prize for 2019, and it is coming out in the US by Catapult Books in October. And I believe that she, Jokha, I apologize if I'm saying that incorrectly, is the first woman from Oman to have a book translated in English and published. So that is so impressive. This takes place in a small village in Al-Awafi, which is in Oman. We encounter three different sisters at three different points. We have Maya, who is married, but she's married after her own personal heartbreak. We have Asma, who aspires for a different kind of life and marriage, and Kawala, who refuses all marriage as she waits for the love of her life to return, who has left for Canada. And this is a book about those three women and their family and those choices and how it all comes together. I know a lot of people have read this book and absolutely loved it. I love that Catapult is bringing it out to the United States in October. So, and it's on October 15th, just in case you wanted a specific date. So again, this is Celestial Bodies by Jokha Alharthi, translated from the Arabic by Marilyn Booth. So, yeah, and I think the cover is going to be very similar to the cover that is on the UK edition. One book that I'm actually doing very little dive into what it's actually about because I want to be surprised, but it is on a lot of people's lips, is Cleanness by Garth Greenwell. This is also out by FSG, and it comes out on January 14th, 2020. So I'm just going to read you one of the back blurbs on it, and that's by Yu-Yin Lee, who wrote Where Reasons End. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to read that book, but it says, so rarely do words make comprehensible the inevitability and confusion of desire, as Garth Greenwell's writing does. Cleanness captures the indefinableness of pain and intimacy, love and alienation, vulnerability and sustainability. Alexander Chi says this could only be the work of a great master. I know that he tackles sexuality and desire in a very visceral way. He is also a very dense writer with very vivid descriptions and very I know it's less dialogue, more sort of just prose of beautiful, you know what I mean. So this is Garth Greenwell's Cleanness, out on January 14th, 2020 from FSG. Another book that actually came out in September that I was just sent, and it's so beautiful, but it's one of those books that I'm not sure how the cover sort of connects to the story, but that is After the Flood by Cassandra Montag, and this is out by William Morrow Press. This is a dystopian future novel, and this is about a world where the world has been sort of taken over by water. I don't know why that was so hard for me to come up with, but it's really a mother-daughter story about a woman and her daughter, her young daughter. They live on a boat. They sort of get by fishing. They come into what land is available to trade. But then what it really comes down to is that the mother has lost an older daughter, and she thought she was lost for good. But then she hears about the possibility that the daughter may be alive. So she takes her young daughter on a voyage to try to find her older daughter. And a group of people sort of come together, and what happens is things start to get really dicey, and a decision has to be made. Is it more important for her to be chasing after a daughter she's not even sure is alive, and putting her youngest daughter and the people that are with her in danger, Or is it better to celebrate the family you still have and you know still exists? So I think that sounds really, really good. This cover is actually absolutely gorgeous, but that's After the Flood by Cassandra Montag. Courage is a force of nature, it says. And again, this is out from William Morrow, and it is out now. It came out in September. So that is the stack. Let me see if I can get these books up here for you guys to take a look at real quick. That is the stack of books that have been sent to me over the month of September. I'll hold that up for you guys. I hope all of these wind up on your TBR. I think they all sound really, really interesting. As always, if you are a new subscriber to my channel, thank you so much. And I hope that this video keeps you around for an additional video or two, or all of them. All of them. Stay for all of them. If you are a return subscriber, I couldn't do this without you. Please comment below which of these books sound so exciting to you. As always, I encourage you to shop locally, read globally. Until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye!